to stay.
Hello and welcome back to Beyond Boards, a podcast dedicated to the actions and interests of skaters beyond skateboarding. My guest today, Marbie Miller, grew up in a small town in Iowa where she picked up her first board in the mid-2000s at the age of 11. She moved to Des Moines at the age of 20 and soon after fractured her leg pretty badly for the first time, which led her to quit skating for more or less 4 years and pick up painting instead. During that time, she also came out as a trans woman, and after moving to Madison, Wisconsin in 2017, she started skating again and connected with the local queer skateboarding community. She eventually connected with the Unity crew and got on There Skateboards and turned pro in 2020. Early 2022, Marbie settled down in Oakland, California, where she shares her time between filming video parts for her various sponsors and making art, among other exciting projects. So here's my conversation with Marbie. I hope you'll enjoy it. So I have, well, this is not a question, it's just a hello, I guess, but the first person is Jeff Cheung from There and Unity. He just said, I can't think of a question, but tell her, Marbie, you're the best.
Aw, I love Jeff.
Yeah, so that's it. Just a nice little hello or shout out.
Yeah.
But then let's see, I have like a question. So some of these questions will be audio, so I'll have you listen to them, and some of them I'll just read them out loud. So okay. This one is an audio one. Let me know if you hear it okay.
One of my key memories of growing up with Marbie is staying up all night drinking soda pops and watching YouTube until our eyes burn. So I have two questions. How do you think YouTube shaped the type of skateboarder you are? And what is some of your favorite YouTube content outside of skateboarding?
Was that Lyle or Nick?
Yes, exactly.
Aw, I miss him. I'm gonna be seeing him soon in like 2 weeks.
Oh, nice. Are you going back to Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep, Wisconsin and Iowa. Ooh. What my favorite YouTube stuff outside of skate YouTube? I feel like fingerboarding for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Is up there.
Mm-hmm.
Watch a lot of fingerboard videos. Other than that, I look at a lot of like song synesthesia. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's basically like the scrolling Guitar Hero version for songs, because I don't know how to read music, but I'll try to like make covers by doing that. Also just like weird video essays, random junk.
Cool. He also asked, so he said, what's your favorite spot in La Porte? So I believe that's the town where you grew up, right? In Iowa.
Yeah, it's like a farm town of like 2,000 people. Favorite spot, probably the post office. It was just like a 2-foot tall loading dock to do tricks off of.
Okay.
Definitely a little kid spot, but there's not much to skate there. There's no like real spot. I don't think there's a single spot that anybody could record a trick on for a video.
Okay. And he has the last question. He said, do you think growing up having little to skate has any impact on how you think about skateboarding? Or a way of rephrasing it is, do you think having little to skate has any benefits?
I think... I feel like having little skate has less benefits than having a lot to skate. For me, I feel like we had to just like build a box, so you had something to grind. But right. I feel like having a lack of spots, it always made me want to like go to Europe and skate banks you could do tail slides on. Like that was the dream. I don't know. I feel like it made me focus on flat ground a lot when I was a kid, which I suck at now, but...
You used to be good at, better at flat ground? Like you...
Oh, yeah. I used to have a lot of weird, wacky flat ground tricks, but I definitely lost a lot of those tricks, like, the first time I broke my leg. I just, never took the time to relearn stuff, because it was basically, restarting. It wasn't even I still kind of know how to do this. It was just, too hard. I don't want to spend 3 hours learning a flat ground trick anymore. I don't have the patience I had when I was little.
Yeah, okay. So then the next question is from Una Farrar. So she said, I'd like to know how you got into fingerboarding. You're one of the best fingerboarders out there. You even started your own company and everything.
Yeah. Aw, I love Una. Una's also a really good fingerboarder.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. She used to get fingerboards from the same company I was sponsored by for a bit, but I feel like I got into fingerboarding, you know, like as like any middle schooler would, just like having tech decks and stuff. And then when YouTube started, I like saw videos of people like actually doing tricks. And then I think I just got stuck doing it because I ended up moving to Virginia when I was like a freshman in high school, and I was already like messing around with them, but when I moved I didn't really have any friends, so I spent a lot of time filming fingerboard videos. Yeah. And then it just stuck. It's kind of always been something I do when I get hurt more, and then recently I've gotten back into it and I'm not hurt, which is cool. But yeah, I don't know, it's been fun. I started making fingerboards like also when I was like 8th grade, like high school too.
Yeah.
But just recently got back into that because my friend actually approached me about starting a brand together, and she's got like a wood shop and helping me get everything made. I don't have as many tools as I used to, but
okay. That's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw that you filmed like a whole video part, fingerboarding video part that you put on your YouTube not long ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. I was looking at it, I was impressed. I was like, damn, that does not look easy. Like, yeah, it was pretty cool.
You.
So the next question kind of linked to that one is from Shari White. She said, would you rather never skate again or never fingerboard again?
I think I'd rather never skate again.
Really? Okay.
Because I think ultimately we're all going to have, you know, your last time of skating. That's like something that happens. You know, you're going to... Not every skateboarder is going to be skating into their, you know, 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like, when does that stop? When does Tony Hawk stop skating? He's probably going to stop when he's like 80 or something. So.
Yeah, who knows, yeah.
Yeah. I love skating, but fingerboarding you can do forever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not as hard on your body, for sure.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe I'd regret not skating, but...
Okay, the next one is an audio one.
Hi, Marbie. It's Cher. I am your surprise guest with your surprise question. I hope you're doing good. I hope this podcast is going great. I love you. I love everything you do. Oh my God, all your art lately has been so good. I love all your wood cuts and like, oh, they're so cool. Anyway, my surprise question for you is, what are the top 5 things you've been listening to? What are your favorite 5 bands or songs or whatever you want to say this week? Because I know if you're like me, it changes all the time. But that is my question. What have you been listening to? Top 5. Let's go. Love you.
Aw, love you too, Cher. I gotta have to check. Like,
It
is changing all the time. I mean, definitely like Arthur Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Roger Doyle is 2. I've been listening to like a lot of drums again randomly. Like,
okay.
Was really into the drums when I was a young kid. I'm like, I haven't been like on a super big band kick. Some System of a Down.
Oh, okay. Pretty eclectic, yeah.
Yeah. Some young kid aggression. I mean, it's just, that's kind of what it reminds me of.
Sure. Yeah.
Just a lot of Arthur Russell.
I don't know Arthur Russell. Yeah, I'll check it out.
He's like, it's hard to describe his music. He's done like a lot of different genres, but he ended up dying in the 80s, and he was gay, and he was from Iowa as well. And then he also did like a lot of producing for like other artists and stuff. He was kind of like not extremely well known until like I think in the last couple years, but yeah.
All right, and my next question is from Tom Mull from Warble. So he said, is it true that Vermont has the best cheese in the country?
That is not true, and he knows it. He set me up. I'm here to dispel the rumor. It's actually Wisconsin has the best cheese.
Of course. All right, let's do the next one.
Hey, Marb Dog. It's your friend Preston from Iowa here. I've got 2 questions for you. The first, as a lover of novelty snack foods, could you name a recent favorite or otherwise noteworthy corner store find? The second, it's clear to me that understanding how a kickflip works on a skateboard would help you work out how to do it on a fingerboard, but what about the other way around? Have you ever theorized or worked out a trick with your fingers first and then been able to bring it to reality on a full-sized board? Miss you and hopefully see you soon.
Aw, I miss Preston too. We just saw each other in Arizona, and I'll be seeing him again in like 2 weeks. But
Oh, nice. Did he also go to Slow Impact?
yeah, he went and he was volunteering for that, and then we were also got to spend a lot of time together, which was nice. But favorite corner store snack obsession was for sure Quadratini. It's like these like little wafer cookies. And they have like a ton of different flavors. I got kind of addicted to the cappuccino flavored ones.
Okay.
I was eating like a bag of those like every night for a second, so I had to stop. As far as like learning a trick from a fingerboard to a skateboard, I think that's how I learned how to nollie heel and switch heel when I was in high school. It's like I learned them on a fingerboard, and then like I kind of learned like the whole like pocket pressure to having like leverage with your heel.
Yeah.
But I can't nollie or switch heel anymore. So.
Oh really? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's another one of those tricks I never relearned how to do. But I have video evidence of me doing some pretty bad ones. So.
I'm sure you could bring it back too. Like if you practiced long enough.
I feel like if I gave it a real hour, I would have them again. But I'm so impatient when I go to skate. I don't like suffering the whole time. I'd rather just like do some tricks I know how to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Stick to what you know. Yeah. Okay. The next one is from James Pitonyak from There. So he said, when did you start drawing these figures in your artwork? And are these the first iteration, or did it take a few different stages to get to where you're at now?
Aw. I haven't seen James in forever, and we live in the same town. But it's definitely transformed a little bit over time. I started making like flat kind of style artwork when I started working at a copy and print center.
Yes.
And it was just from cutting pieces of paper and then seeing what I can do with them. I started making these weird little ball people, which was just like a circle with arm and legs. And then it kind of eventually transformed into what I have now. I think I was trying to do some sort of self-portrait, and then I kind of stuck doing the same character. But they definitely used to look a little weird, like a little wonkier, and now they kind of have more of a system.
Yeah. I was going through your Instagram the last few days, and I saw like maybe in your earlier posts from a few years back, I would see some of your art, and there's definitely all the elements of your current, or like the most recent ones I've seen. But it seems a little less on point, kind of. It's a little more like hesitant or something. But I guess that's normal for any artist. Like you develop your style over time and everything. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I feel like you just end up creating rules for yourself. So your art starts to look the same in a way that's nice. I don't know. It's kind of fun to have like a system. Yeah. Like now it's not as like going in as blind and just being like, oh, I hate this. Like, why'd I try to do this? Like, yeah, it's definitely important to experiment, but it's definitely more comfortable to just kind of make stuff you know you want to do.
Yeah. Well, just like with skating, like you were saying, like stick to what you know how to do well and stuff. Yeah. But do you try to do that every now and then, like explore other types of like painting or collage or even other mediums of art or stuff like that?
Yeah. I've definitely still maintained like the same style, but I've wanted to explore with more textures. I've been making collages out of wood lately, just kind of like the same process I do with my paper, but with the little saw. And just like I want to create like more depth and dimension because they are flat, but it's, I don't know, which is funny. They're still flat, but they're thicker slices. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, also I've been my partner's been teaching me Photoshop a lot. So I've been able to like make stuff digitally that I actually like, and that's been like a nice way to get ideas for stuff I want to make. Yeah, also, she's been teaching me how to animate too. So.
Oh, cool. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the next one is another audio one.
Hey Marbie, it's Darren. I've enjoyed seeing the evolution of your art over the last few years. You've been getting into different media lately beyond the paper collages you started with, like painting, woodcuts, screen printing, and animation. You've had multiple solo and group art shows and been featured in Juxtapose. Where do you see your art going in the future? More media explorations and exhibits? Thanks.
Oh, hi Dan. Where do I see it going? I assume hopefully more art shows. I have some lined up, so that's kind of a given. But basically I just want to explore doing the woodcut stuff more. It'd be nice to be able to like make scenes and hopefully acquire more tools over time that I'll need to do that. But yeah, I don't really know where it's going to go. It'd be cool to do another solo show sometime soon. But I think hopefully if I do that again, I'll put more time into it. I was kind of a procrastinator to where I have a ton of ideas written down and I don't try to execute them till like I have just enough time to do it. So
Yeah.
it'd be nice to work more slowly. And then I've also been trying to do more animation stuff. So probably more of that.
Do you have an exhibition coming up, or is it not yet?
I don't have a solo show coming
scheduled?
up, but I have stuff in a group show through Hashimoto, the gallery I do stuff with.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then Jeff is also organizing an art show at Huff in SF. And then my friend is putting together like another group show in the next couple months. I think that's it for now, though.
Yeah, that's already a lot of projects, yeah?
Yeah. Easy enough, though. I'm only going to have like one piece of each thing.
Okay,
like,
okay.
The solo show pressure is crazy because you're like, I need to make 20 paintings. You're like,
yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah. Okay, the next question is from Shag, another There teammate. So he said, I want to know if she could have any trick unlocked for the rest of her life, what would it be? And also, if she could invent a trick and name it, what would that look like? And finally, does she have any dream travel skate destinations she'd like to go?
wow. Damn Shag. The hard hitters. I think if I could have front crooks on lock and just be able to hold them, I feel like that's kind of it's a cool, flashy trick to...
Like Jamie Foy?
Yeah, if you could just like sit on a front crook forever, people are like, oh, like you're good at skating.
Yeah.
Like, and it feels good. I've only done like a small handful, but if I had that down, that'd be nice. Mm-hmm. If I did invent a trick.
You have 2 hours.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what it would look like, but I think when people invent grinds, or not even like not invent them, but like kind of make a weird trick look cool. That's awesome. Like when like Max Palmer does like backside low C's on ledges, like a lot, where it's just the front truck with the back is like kind of dragging.
Yes.
People do them on slappies a lot. But like if I could like invent some sort of grind or make some sort of grind look cool, I wouldn't want to name it. I feel like it'd be... I would like to just do a new trick and not say anything about it because I feel like that's the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
I feel like naming a trick after yourself would be funny.
Claiming it, yeah. Yeah. But there's a few tricks that I've seen you do in a lot of your parts that I feel like that are stuff that you do well and that I don't see a lot of other people do. Like, for example, you do like on little banks and stuff, you do like pivot to front shove to nose pick to like stuff like that, you know, kind of little dancing like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of other people doing them, but I feel like that's kind of a Marbie trick, at least for me.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a few of them, like when you do 5-0s to, how do you call those? Like when you grab the board and have it flip it with your hand out of the bank
the little,
or something?
Yeah, the like finger flip or whatever.
Finger flip, yes. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I do some goofy tricks. The pivot front shove nose pick, that's like a Alfonso Rawls vert trick from like the 90s. It's like insane to think about doing that on vert, but yeah. It's funny because I used to watch one of his parts like a ton, and then I started doing that trick because it just like ended up being easy. I'm like, oh, you can just kind of shove into this. And then like I remember he reposted my clip and it was like, oh, that's sick. And then the next slide was like him doing it in like one of the parts. I'm like, dude, I've totally seen that part like so many times. It was just like in my brain.
Okay, interesting. So is that like how you, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of different avenues for inspiration for tricks, but do you go through old videos to kind of find tricks that are not quite done a lot these days and stuff, like find inspiration there?
I feel like, no, I never like seek out to try to like find tricks to do. It might happen subconsciously, but as far as trick selection, I feel like I kind of just do whatever I'm able to. So if something is kind of happening by accident and I'm like, oh, I can just do this. Or like, yeah, I feel like that kind of shapes my trick selection more than anything. It's just like accidents and then also just like injuries. I feel like end up making you do different tricks too.
Yeah, you have to adapt your skating to however your body's functioning after the injury and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and he asked also, do you have a dream travel skate destination? Is there some place that comes to mind?
Mexico City. Really want to go there. Okay. The spots look really beautiful. He was actually just there, which I was jealous of, but yeah, probably Mexico City.
Okay, next one is from Venom. I think he helped you with like your residency at the space program in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So he asked, could you talk about your recent project with bleach and screen printing onto clothing?
Yeah, so I did a artist residency at the space program where Ben works, and he kind of helped me do everything. The bleach stuff was, I feel like kind of one of his ideas, where he was showing me like what somebody he knows does, and then also, I mean, it's something I knew about but just had never tried, and he kind of encouraged me to try it. I guess we were already screen printing on some crew necks, but he ended up like getting some bleach and just like, let's try it, and it was really cool. Yeah, I want to do more of it. It's I know people who like draw with bleach on clothes and stuff, and that's pretty fascinating. And I've been screen printing a lot more ever since the residency I did, just because of like how a lot easier it is than I thought, as far as like if you're not expecting much. Like I screen print in my backyard because I have a screen burned, and it's like, oh, I can just screen a couple shirts and then rinse it out with a hose, and it's really not, I don't need a million pieces of equipment to do that.
Yeah, okay. How long was that residency that you did over there? Was that for like a few weeks or?
It was a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah. Did you enjoy that experience? It must have been cool, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was definitely nice to have access to resources to be able to use that I wouldn't have access to otherwise, you know, like big screen print equipment. Like I would probably have never made like prints that big, you know, like huge art prints. Yeah. And then it was also kind of like sparked wanting to make more clothes. Like I've always wanted to do that, but it was like, here's how you do that. And then I was like, if you like, you can actually do this in your backyard. So definitely inspired me to do more.
All right, then I have one from Matt Price. So he asked, ask her about front foot skaters and back foot skaters.
Front foot skaters and back foot skaters. I feel like Matt and I have definitely talked about that before, but I used to be, I feel like, more of a back leg skater. Like I felt comfortable doing tricks where I'd sit on my back leg, like 5-0s and tail slides. I was always like a nose slider because I was like a fat kid. It's like the easiest trick to get up onto a ledge. But
yeah, I guess.
When I broke my leg the first time, like the first time I ever broke it was really bad. I didn't skate for like 4.5 years because of all the hardware, and it just didn't even seem possible. But when I started skating again, like I always sit on my like front leg. Like that's my good leg. I always like put all my weight there when I'm standing around, or it's not a good thing to have like asymmetry in your body. Like it messes everything else up. I've learned that through like training and stuff since then. But when I started skating again, I did like my first kickflip nose manual before I could ollie into a manual, just because of how weak my back leg felt.
Oh,
like
wow.
It just just felt like collapsing.
Like locking into a manual felt like more risky than a nose manual? Yeah,
it was definitely like more unstable.
Okay.
So it kind of became like a nose manual, nose pick, nose slide, crook skater, just because it's like, oh, I'm going to jump and stand on my good leg.
So this next question is from Lorien Stern.
Oh, yeah.
So she said, if you were trapped on a desert island, it could only have 3 food ingredients for the rest of your life. What would they be?
Fuck. I feel like I would probably choose the wrong stuff. Like I'm not aiming for long-term survival here. So
maybe these cookies you were talking about, the cappuccino ones.
Yeah,
3
definitely.
Sets of those.
Yeah, all just quadratini. It'd probably be like cheese, chocolate, and bread.
Perfect.
I wouldn't last very long.
Yeah. But at least you'll be happy for the final moments.
Exactly.
Okay, then I have 2 questions from, well, it's basically a combination, but you're going to understand. I'll have listened to the first one.
Hi, Marbie. It's Jae. I want to know how you handle fear. You evoke a sense of fearlessness, but I wonder, how do you do it? And also, do you believe in love at first sight? Okay, bye.
I like the ending.
Aw.
Did you recognize who that was?
Which Jay is it?
I think it's Jae Matthews, her last name, from Boy Harsher.
Oh, okay, that's who I thought it was. I'm just like surprised you got so many people.
Yeah, and I'm not, well, I was actually surprised. I honestly didn't think I would get a question from them, from Boy Harsher. I don't know them, but I'm a huge fan. Like, I loved the song you used in your part in Ruining Skateboarding, and I'm a huge fan of their music. And so I was like, I'll just try, I'll DM them, and it actually worked out. So.
Yeah, I'm glad.
So it's super cool. I'm
glad she responded. I just talked to her for the first time in a while, like yesterday or the day before.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah, no, Jay's awesome. Also, like, I was a huge fan, and then just eventually became like good friends, which is crazy to me. But
yeah.
What was the first question? What about how do I handle fear?
Yeah, how do you handle fear?
It's different. I feel like I handle fear with skating differently than I handle like any other type of fear. I feel like I avoid fear in other forms of my life. I'm kind of a baby. But as far as skating, I feel like I come up with a bigger fear, or like, it's funny talking about being scared skating, because like I don't do anything that's gnarly compared to a lot of other people, but I still am terrified most of the
some
time.
of it, I mean, jumping down on Clipper is not, I've never done it, but I assume it must be scary.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I was definitely scared. I feel like I try to rationalize it by being like, okay, you can drive yourself crazy by being scared for an hour and like not doing the trick and then having a meltdown, or you can just give it one real try and you'll either get hurt and you're like, ouch, that sucked, I'm not doing it again. And or you'll figure out what it feels like, or maybe even land it, or like get close to where you're like, like, oh, this is easy, or actually I don't even know if I can do this anymore. It's more or less just I feel like I get really anxious and scared when I'm trying tricks, and I've gotten better to the point where I'm like, you can deal with that for an hour, or you can just get hurt or land the trick. And I feel like even getting hurt feels better than driving yourself insane.
Yeah, okay, interesting. And her other question was, do you believe in love at first sight?
Love at first sight? I think so. I'd like to. I think I believe in love at first sight. I mean, it just depends on your definition of love. I think it's...
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's definitely easy to fall in love in your brain at first sight and not know much about a person, but definitely be intrigued to the possibility of loving somebody.
Yes,
so, yeah,
yes.
I think you can fall in love at first sight.
All right, so then I have another one here.
Yo, Marbie, what skate videos had music that changed your life growing up?
Who is that?
So that was Gus, the other half of Boy Harsher.
Oh, really? I didn't recognize his voice at all.
Yeah, with my system it's not easy. It's audio is terrible.
Oh, that's so sick. What music changed my life? Fuck. I feel like that's where I started listening to like anything that wasn't classic rock from my dad's radio. It was just like in skate videos. So I feel like started listening to a lot of like Interpol and fuck, what else? Block Party. And then like all the early indie stuff like Arcade Fire and other bullshit.
I wanted to ask you, actually, I wasn't sure when you were born. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out like when you started skating and like maybe what the first videos you watched and stuff. So I couldn't find when you were born.
Oh, yeah.
not that it matters much, but
not Googleable. I was born in 1993, and then I started skating when I was in like middle school. It's like 6th grade, 5th or 6th grade. I might have been like 11 or 12. So like all like my first videos were illegally downloaded from LimeWire because I had an older brother who knew how to do that. So we had a ton of like burned videos. But yeah, like, I don't know, like that definitely changed the trajectory of the type of music I listened to. I'm sure I would have like gotten into something else, but like I'm just glad I didn't get into like metalcore or hardcore like a lot of my friends. I was listening to some more emo stuff.
Yeah, because like the bands you mentioned, like Interpol, I think Brian Anderson skates for Interpol and Yeah Right?
Yeah.
And like you mentioned Block Party, I think Day One Song skated to a Block Party song in Skatemore. And those videos must have been among the first ones they came out around the time when you started, so I guess that's probably some of the videos you must have watched growing up,
Yeah, right. I had the actual DVD. That was like the first skate video where I had like the actual
physical
video. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had both of those videos, and then there's like, I don't know, a lot of other shit.
Let's see. Then I have another audio one.
Hello, podcast. And hey, Marbie, it's your old pal Eunice. Hope you're doing well. I did have a question for you. If you had to fight somebody, what kind of weapon would you use? Or would you do it the old-fashioned way with your bare hands? Okay, thank you.
What a jokester. I just saw Eunice in Arizona, too. That was really nice.
Oh, cool.
Fuck. If I had to fight somebody, I don't want to fight anybody, so anything I can fight them from far away or get away from somebody. I don't know, like throw like a smoke bomb at them and run away.
Yeah, okay. All right. Then I have a question from Chris Colbourn, also from Warble.
Yeah.
He asked, I love the paper collage figures you make. Is there any meaning to the figures? Are they anyone in particular? Self-portraits? How about the graphic you did for Poppy's first pro model on Warble?
Yeah, so I think it's just like an avatar for me. It's kind of like a self-portrait. I don't explicitly think about it all the time, but it's always like I'm trying to invoke some sort of feeling or something, that memory that came from me, and then it's also a character that kind of resembles me or started as that way. So I think it's like a kind of like a avatar for me. It's not necessarily like extremely realistic or precise, but I think it's a lot of just me. I feel like that's a lot of anyone's art. It's like it's just coming from your brain, unless you're specifically making art about a topic that doesn't involve you. I guess it still has, your intention into it. But and then for Poppy's graphic, I was really stoked because I'm good friends with Poppy. They asked me to make that graphic for her, and I knew she played piano. And
that's right. Like the character is holding like keyboards or
yeah, keyboard. So I snuck that in there, and I tried to make something that was like goofy and funny because she's really goofy.
I have another one from Chris. He said, how did you get into fingerboarding and what made you want to film a whole video part recently? Was it tough? Any tricks you had to battle numerous visits for? Did you ever focus a fingerboard out of emotion, good or bad?
So what, I feel like I already kind of said like how I got into it, but what made me film a video part recently was just, I think I was feeling a little bored and burnt from skating. And then I was also getting really excited about making a new company and like doing graphics and kind of creating like a little brand around that. So I was just I should probably like film a video to like promote what I'm doing. Of course, like I filmed like a ton of video parts when I was younger and stuff for fingerboarding, but I never really battled a trick that hard for this because that's something I used to drive myself crazier about when I was younger. Like there was a trick I would try for like 3 hours, like every day for like 4 days until I landed it, which is so stupid. But I don't even remember which trick that was. But there's like tricks I've tried forever, like nollie inward heel, back tail, 270 kickflip out, and just a bunch of bullshit. I've never focused a board out of being like upset or anything. I've accidentally broken them, like having them in my pocket and skating when I was younger.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just like falling and then
falling on them. Yeah. It's funny, like fingerboarding, like you do the most insane tech tricks on a fingerboard. When you're skating is a bit more of an easier, I guess, version of skating. Because like I don't see you doing nollie inward heels, back tails, kickflip outs and stuff. So it's just funny to see like the difference between your skating like standing up and like the fingerboarding. But I mean, of course, it's a whole other kind of activity. But it's just funny.
It's so much easier for a fingerboard, and I feel like I got so technical because I was like, well, what else can I do? And then like I could do the trick. I could do like a nose slide shove, but then like I could do that so easily. I want to challenge myself and do some funny trick.
Okay. The next question is from Andrew Schoultz or Schoultz. I'm not sure how to say his last name. A fellow artist.
Yeah.
He said, I really love your unique trick selection, especially the crazy lip tricks you do. What old school skate videos are you into and have you been influenced by? I feel heavy H Street Shackle Me Not vibes. Could that be one of them?
I'm probably gonna suck because I don't know the names of a lot of skate videos, but I definitely watched like a lot of like old Alfonso Rawls parts.
Right, yeah.
Because he was doing like, I feel like that was in the era of doing like really crazy weird lip tricks and skating mini ramps too, like as well as like vert ramps, but definitely a lot of that, like dancing around on stalls.
Yeah, yeah.
But growing up, it was definitely like, I don't know, like Louis Barletta and stuff and like skating banks. Yeah, so probably like a combination of that.
I was just thinking of Louis Barletta, yeah. You actually met with him, right? Didn't you shoot a commercial with him for like Crux or something?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that must have been fun.
One of those people you don't think you're ever going to meet, and then, yeah.
End up on a project with him? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Hey Marbie, it's Kebs. Dropping in to ask you a very critical question, which is, what is your dream slappy combo? Like one that you have not done yet, but, you know, is in your dreams and maybe something you're going to surprise us with in the future. Okay, that's all. Love you. Bye.
Fuck, what is one of my dream slappies? I feel like I have them, but I think I've done a very bad one, but I always wanted to do like back blunt and then keep rotating into switch front crook. I did like one that I barely grinded the last spot and like was going very slow, but if I could do that trick and like actually maintain a grind, that would be like one of the dream tricks for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you could get that one.
Yeah.
In the next video part. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, the next one is from Evan Smith. So, he said, Marbie, it's Evan. I'm a huge fan of your color theory. If you had one superpower, what would it be? I'd like to be able to see the entire light spectrum and manipulate atoms with my fingers.
That is the most Evan Smith superpower. No, he's really sweet. I met him in Copenhagen during the Copenhagen Open. He's really nice.
When were you there last? Was it like a couple years ago or something?
I was there last year, but I think this might have been the year before. So 2 years ago.
2022, yeah.
Yeah. What'd be my superpower? Probably being able to like stop time or slow time down. I feel like I could get a lot done. I could steal, never have to work. Have all the time to get things done in time. You know, I feel like you could sneak your way into doing a lot of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
All right, the next person is Jaime Reyes. So she asked a couple of things. She said, what do you think you'd be doing if skateboarding wasn't in your life? You do a lot aside from skating, like you're, of course, an artist. But yeah, do you think you'd also do art if you hadn't picked up a skateboard?
Yeah, I think I'd be doing art. I've always been artistic and it's definitely like a little artist kid, but I didn't try to do it. Skateboarding kind of took the wheel for a long time until I couldn't skate.
Yeah.
So I'd probably just be doing art, maybe more music too. Yeah, definitely just probably like an art kid. Like that's what I did when I didn't skate for like 4 years. I was like just painted every day.
She also asked, what are the benefits that skateboarding has given you? It's kind of a vast question, but yeah.
Yeah. I miss Jamie. I feel like I haven't seen her in forever either. It was just her birthday yesterday. Yesterday or the day before. But
happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. Fuck. What has skateboarding given me? I feel like it's given me a lot of confidence. You know, like it's rewarding. Like it gives you a sense of like you did something good and then
accomplishment.
Accomplishment. When you get something done or you learn something new or like do something you're proud of and you're like, oh, like if you're not very confident, is like if you can do something that you're proud of, that definitely helps.
And she also asked, what is your mandatory first trick to start your skate day?
That's a good question. What is my first trick?
Do you have a kind of a routine when you go skating? Do you like to kind of warm up, do a few different basic tricks or something? Or do you kind of just go to a spot and try to do a trick right away? Or what's your process with that?
I think usually it's like a slappy, like a back slappy on something. But if there's not a curb there, I'll probably try to do like a kickflip. but I haven't been skating enough lately. And then I went to Arizona and filmed and skated a ton, but I think the first time I skated, like, it was like at the spot that we're like, and it was like, oh, start trying a trick. I didn't even like warm up, but
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, let's see. Then I have a couple questions from this person.
Hi, Marbie. It's Carolina. I wanted to ask you, what role do you feel that physical training has served you as a skateboarder and as a human?
oh, I'm gonna meet up with Carolina today. That's actually who.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I met Carolina through training. I started training again after, I think it was like the third time I had broken my leg. And
Wow.
I was like, okay, like I gotta figure this out. I gotta, like, if I want to keep skating, I better do something about it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think the main thing, I feel like I always knew that training would be good for me, like, and skating. Like, I feel it's an obvious, right? You're like, I feel like maybe not for everybody, but like it makes sense if you exercise and you strengthen parts of your body. Like,
sure.
It's going to make you a better skater and make you more flexible. But I think one of the biggest things I learned was like how important it is to like not compensate for other stuff. You know, like how I became a front leg skater. Like that's only made like the rest of my body hurt a ton. Or like every time I get hurt, I compensate and start going over here when it's like reality. You should just give yourself a little bit of healing time and try to strengthen something if you like really fuck it up instead of just like keep going at whatever cost.
Have you seen an improvement, like, since you did all this physical therapy with her in your skating? Do you feel like you're stronger, or like that your sensation skating is better somehow, or?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I haven't been training for a while though. I've been out of it, unfortunately, just getting busy and being broke and whatnot. But for sure it definitely like helped. Like, especially when you get like really injured and you need to come back, like it just helps build up your confidence. That's like a huge thing when you get hurt. It's like you have no more confidence. You always think you're going to get hurt. And then also just like it feels a lot better to skate when you're in shape and working on your body. I mean, especially as I've gotten older, like I feel like when I was a teenager, it wouldn't have mattered much if I was training or not. I was skating like 8 hours a day every day. So
Yeah. You can do that when you're a teenager,
Yeah, you can fall down a set of stairs and be fine. But now I'm turning 31 this month. So
it's becoming harder. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm going to turn 37 in a few months, but I honestly haven't been skating for a long time because I have a very weak left ankle.
Yeah.
And I run. I love running, and I really use running as it's basically really part of my routine to stay in shape and stuff, and just mentally too. And whenever I skate, like I'll mess up my ankle and then I can't run. And if I can't run, my whole life is turned upside down. So now I don't skate much anymore, unfortunately. Like, I can roll around, but like whenever I even just try a kickflip or something, then I'll regret it instantly. I'm like, oh my God, like why did I do that?
Yeah.
So that sucks, yeah. But I think if I did some physical therapy and really focused on strengthening some muscles in my legs or something, I could probably get back into skating. But it gets a lot harder, of course, as you get older.
For sure.
There's no going around that, but yeah. No, but it's good that you're, it seems like Carolina is really helping you getting back into skating and stuff, so that's cool.
Yeah, she's great. Like anytime like I mess something up or something hurts, I'm like I fuck up my back and my neck a lot. I'm like, oh, what can I do? And she's always like showing me something I can be doing for it, which is really nice and sweet.
Sure, yeah. I actually have another one from her. Let's see.
Okay, Marbie, question number 2. Let's fast forward 30 years from now. If you had 0 limitations on money, time, ability to travel, anything, what would you be doing that would make you the happiest?
30 years from now, if like money didn't matter, I think the dream is to have a house in the middle of nowhere, probably like in the Midwest or something with seasons, to be able to experience seasons. Have a barn that I could skate in or make art in, or just like a hobby space. Have a hot tub. And then just have enough money to travel and leave when I want, but to always be able to come back to solitude and, your zone, so to speak. And like hopefully be surrounded by like good nature and stuff too.
Yeah.
Not just be out in the middle of like a cornfield. But
yeah. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's definitely something you'll achieve for sure.
I hope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost impossible to buy a house or own any land anymore. So
Yeah, maybe in the middle, like in a kind of more rural area or something. Maybe it will be cheaper or something.
for sure.
Like, where do you live right now? You're in Oakland, right?
Yep. Yeah, the Bay is very expensive.
Yeah.
You'd have to be a millionaire to have a house here.
Okay. Then I have a question. So this guy is called Victor. He's affiliated to Unity, I believe.
Yeah.
So he said, maybe ask her top 3 nose sliders or her top 3 nose slides she's done. She's my nose slide sister.
Yeah, no. Victor's also a big nose slider. Top 3 nose sliders, I feel like, are Shane Hale.
Oh, yeah.
Big nose slider. Leo Baker, big nose slider.
Yeah.
Maybe Micah Hollinger. Kind of a random...
Oh,
older...
I don't think I know that, yeah.
He was an Arizona skater. He had a couple parts, but he was a big nose slider and also like layback. He was the first person I see do like a layback nose slide where you're like sitting on the ledge too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's kind of where I got that from.
Okay.
But that's probably my top 3 nose
What's
sliders.
his name again?
Micah Hollinger.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've heard of him. Okay, interesting. Rob Welsh is in there for me too.
Oh, yeah. Paul Shire too.
Oh, yeah, Paul Shire. Yeah, very true. Yeah, there's a bunch of people. Okay, let's see.
Hi, Marbie. It's Kiki. I think if I had the craziest question, it would be, would you rather be a contestant on Hell's Kitchen and why? Or would you want to follow Gordon Ramsay into Kitchen Nightmares? Love you.
Random.
Yeah.
So that was Kiki from Baby Skateboards, I believe?
Yeah. She's great. Yeah, knows my love for Gordon Ramsay content. I don't think I would get very far in Hell's Kitchen, so I wouldn't want to be publicly humiliated for my cooking on TV. I think I'd rather follow him and do a Kitchen Nightmares episode.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like something that'd be fun to watch IRL, and if he was being too mean, I would try to tell him. But yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's do the next one.
Hi, Marbie. This is Katherine from Hashimoto Contemporary, and I wanted to ask a little bit about your artworks. So the recognizable form of your characters in your visual works have become super iconic. Like, we know a Marbie original when we see one. And as you've been experimenting with more and more mediums, a bit of a Marbie visual universe is forming. And so I'm wondering, what medium have you used or not used yet that is really interesting to you, and why? And my second question is, in the hypothetical MVUM, which is the Marbie Visual Universe movie, what do these figures do in their free time? Do you think any of them would skateboard, or are they more into like racing dirt bikes or knitting, swimming? What do they do as their hobbies?
That's a cool question.
Yeah, that's cool. I need to email Katherine back about stuff. But I guess I really like making stuff out of wood. I think it would be cool to make stuff out of stone if I knew how to.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the animating thing. I don't have a ton of patience, but whenever I've made something, it's been super fun and rewarding afterwards. So if I could like really convince myself to work really hard on that, that'd be really nice. Also, making something big out of stone sounds cool. So
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Like, I'm sure you have friends that do work with stone and stuff.
Yeah. There's some people. I mean, nobody close to me, but maybe it'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
What would my characters be doing? I feel like my characters are just like lovers, so they'd probably just be socializing. Yeah.
Going to cafes.
Yeah, going to cafes, dancing, moping around alone.
Okay, I have 2 last ones. So this one's from Jim Thiebaud. So he said, Marbie, what is the hardest fingerboard trick?
The hardest fingerboard trick, I mean, you could come up with any crazy combo of tricks and it'd be super hard. But I'm gonna say like the hardest flat ground trick for me is like switch hard flips.
Okay.
It's tricky.
Well, how do you? Well, yeah, no. I was gonna ask, how do you skate switch with your hands? But like, you just use the hand that you don't use regularly. Is that how you skate switch?
you don't switch hands. So like, you know, you mainly skate towards you. That's how most people try. So you would go backwards, like this way. So like doing stuff that like turns in while you're going this way is harder. So like hard flip is like, it's very awkward.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, as you can tell, I've never fingerboarded, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Interesting. Switch hard flips. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, let's do the last one.
Hi, Marbie. I love you. This is Jessica. I have a question for you, and I feel like you're the perfect person to answer it, but I feel like skateboarding can be like really intimidating, especially when you don't feel like you belong or that there's space for you. And I feel like you've made it really far and you're doing so great in your career. And I'm just wondering if you could tell us of a time when you thought you would just give up and how you overcame those negative thoughts.
I feel like I'm almost more in that now than before, a little bit. Like, as far as, not that I would ever want to give up skating forever, but it seems less and less rewarding to film stuff and post stuff online when there's just like a million people harassing you. You know, you can try as hard as you can and you're still going to have people that like hate you for no reason, which I feel like...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know,
yeah. That like DM you or send like comment some stupid shit or something like that.
Yeah, and even when like a bigger organization is like, you know, if like Thrasher posted one of my clips, for any normal quote unquote, just like a cis hetero dude skater, it'd be amazing. It's like a big accomplishment, and it is too, but anytime that happens for like me or my friends, it's usually just met with a ton of harassment and hate.
Sucks.
So it sucks. So I feel like, I mean, I've definitely experienced that when I first started transitioning and skating alone in Wisconsin. It's like little jokes here and there, but when you have people online that like tell you look like a monster or tell you to kill yourself or that they want to kill you, it's like, why am I even on this thing? Like,
super toxic.
Yeah, is being this visible and skating like worth it? And you know, of course it is. You know, it helps a lot of other people like see somebody they can relate to, and not everybody hates you. But honestly, I think more than anything, being extremely visible online and being a skater, like when I was first doing stuff, it was cool. I had my own community, but now it's opened the floodgates to like a million strangers who are insane. So I think more than ever, it's been more discouraging to try to do stuff. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I can't say I'm surprised because I'm sure there's a bunch of assholes that have nothing better to do than, you know, send you some horrible DMs and stuff. But yeah, it really sucks.
Yeah.
Just bums me out. It's really, really stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so grateful though. Like I live in a bubble, and I live in probably one of the only places where it's normal to go to a skate spot and there's already like other queer skaters there.
Yeah.
Like a lot of women skaters here that just like, it's super normal. And you know, a lot of just like the locals are usually chill because that's normal for everybody. But I think the majority of people like being online and finding people you can relate to, it's definitely like a positive thing. But yeah, once, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like being like famous or whatever in skating and being like a trans person is kind of sucks. Especially because I'm not getting paid. It's not like I'm like, fuck it, like whatever, like I don't know.
I'm a millionaire. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's like I still have to have a job. I could just not post on Instagram and not make a couple $100 a month and have a better brain. But
yeah, I feel you. This is kind of a random question, but I was just wondering, like, because some people have told me that they, like some skaters, pro skaters or not, but who have like another activity. For example, I know this guy in France, Edouard, who's a tattoo artist, and he has two separate accounts, one for his art and one for skating. And I was wondering, because you have, at least to my knowledge, you have just the Marbie Princess Instagram account with everything on there. And I was wondering if you ever thought about maybe doing like a separate account just for your art or for more personal stuff or whatever, and just keep one for skating and like kind of differentiate all of that. Or is that something that you've ever thought about? Or
I feel like I've thought about it. I've definitely done that before when I was younger, or different accounts, but I feel like it's hard for everybody to see your stuff, you know? Like if I make an art account, not everybody is gonna like move over and follow it or remember to. And even though like I'll post art on my main account, which I feel like most of my followers know me from skating.
Yeah.
Like, I know those posts don't do as good or whatever, but I'd like to just be known as just like a more dynamic person than I only do this, I have this account for this. I have a fingerboard company Instagram account, but...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I follow it, yeah. What's the account again?
Magic Doll.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess that's like the main separation. It's just like I didn't want to post, like, especially if I'm having like a fingerboard company, I didn't really want to like become a company.
Yeah, associated just with you kind of and have it more of a separate entity.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know. I've thought about it, but yeah, just one main one, I guess.
Okay. And yeah, do you have, like, what are some of your, like, upcoming projects? Like, what are you working on right now? Like, you said you hadn't necessarily skated a lot recently, but you just went to Slow Impact, and I think you brought some of your art over there.
Yeah.
And you said you were going to participate in a couple group exhibitions, but yeah, what else is coming, kind of? There's like a Unity Adidas video that I have like a lot of footage I'm proud of in there. That was supposed to come out like 5 months ago, but they've been doing whatever. I don't know why it's not out yet. But okay.
So I'm just like waiting on that. There's
maybe music clearance or something?
I mean, they say that, but it's the music they used in it is like my friends, so it's not a super
that's
long.
Not the issue. Okay.
No, it's just being on the lower stack of priorities for a huge company. But I'm just like, please put it out. Like.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully that comes out soon.
Yeah, and then also there's a new There video.
Oh, cool.
Peach Fuzz that's coming out that I have footage in.
Nice. Do you know when that's coming out?
I think it's supposed to be sometime this month. There's no like hard deadline, but they want to shoot for like March sometime.
Okay, but, awesome.
Yeah, they're gonna try to like highlight a lot of like the people we've been flowing stuff to. It's like a lot of new people, which is cool.
Awesome.
But I have a lot of footage that I've been sitting on forever that I need to put out. So hopefully the stuff comes out.
Yeah. Cool.
I've been filming very here and there. Like I filmed in Arizona a couple weeks ago, but
yeah. And how did you enjoy Slow Impact? Did you go the first time last year?
Yeah. No, Slow Impact was great. It's definitely like pretty mellow event. It was nice to go to Arizona because it was so rainy and cold here. But yeah, it's fun to see everybody. I like Slow Impact. It's fun.
All right, yeah, let's just wrap it up here. I appreciate you so much, Marbie. Again, I'm a huge fan, so I was stoked to get to talk to you. Keep killing it in your art, in your skating, everything you do.
No, thank you. Like, I'm definitely impressed with the amount of people you were able to reach out to. Definitely surprised.
That's it for my conversation with Marbie. Follow her on Instagram @marbie.princess to keep an eye on her upcoming skating and art projects. Go watch some of her rad video parts, particularly her part in There Skateboards 2022 video Ruining Skateboarding, as well as her recent fingerboarding part on her YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. See you soon for a new episode of Beyond Boards.